Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Unsolicited Thoughts and Opinions with me, your host, Naledi Masipa. I hope you've all been doing good. I hope your week has been great, and I hope you're getting a good start to your weekend. For those of us that are writing, I wish you all the best. God bless you in all your studies and in all that you do. You got this. Go study. Go study, but also give yourself a break. And I hope you treat yourself after exams because it is the end of the year. It's the end of the year. That's quite crazy. This year flew by like that. But anyway, let's go through a checklist. Have you followed our socials? Have you followed the podcast socials, TikTok and Instagram, where you can get daily quotes? Daily quotes. Every day you get a beautiful quote that could kickstart your morning and day very well. So go follow there. Subscribe if you haven't already. How are you not subscribed? I promise you, it's all good content. So subscribe, turn on your post notification bell so you're notified on every upcoming video. And this one, had you switched them on, you would know about this one when it releases itself at 3 p.m. And we're on episode 5, so I also hope that you all caught up on the previous episodes. I'm just saying. Another thing on the checklist, my socials, Instagram, TikTok, all those links are in the description box below. All you have to do is just press that link and the necessary buttons, which are the follow and subscribe buttons, and y'all should be good getting 10 out of 10 content every day. Remember, daily quotes. So yeah, you're getting 10 out of 10 content every day. You're getting content from me 7 days a week. That's how much I love you guys. And I just thank you for the support as well. Um, Today's a very hot topic. Oh, sorry if I seem a little like frazzled or stuff. I do sound a little under the weather. Apologies. But today's topic of discussion today's topic of discussion is one that I wanted to talk about because it came to mind where I saw a video of a girl being judged because she says that she's a Christian and she prays, but then she still works at the club. I'm not here to judge or bash her because the same way God works through in and through me with all the things that I do, he's doing the same with her, and she's got to do what she's got to do. Not everybody is in the same situation or fortunate enough to, I guess, find certain things. And guys, when it comes to with regards to that girl, before I get into what I need to say, with regards to that girl, never judge. Also understand that you're in a country like South Africa where unemployment is a very serious issue. So if she has needs that she needs to take care of, that's how she's taking care of them. And in her defense, if you want to put her as this picture perfect Christian, I doubt she's getting drunk or anything like that, and she's doing what she can. Eventually God will give her a job and an opportunity to leave that job of working at the club to work at something that she may love, and that she will love, not even may, that she will love, because God works things for your good and does things that are good for you. So just want to preface by saying that. But with her mentioning that she works at the club, it brought me to a conversation that I wanted to have, which was club culture. Now, I also want to preface by saying that everything that I'm going to say is subject to my experience as a woman. Um, Nothing terrible, thank God, but it's my opinion and it's my thought. Let's talk about it. But club culture. Women pay more than men do in the club, period. Monetarily speaking, yes, men blow a bag to buy the best bottles or whatever the case to make sure that whoever's there is being taken care of. However, men pay less than women do in the club, and there's so many layers to this that I might even forget to talk about. And if you have any, please mention them in the comments below, because I say that because if you just think of women, us women, we've been so hypersexualized through our entire lifetime. For centuries and centuries, we've just been sexualized and been treated as this arm candy, this eye candy, and just these things. Sometimes we're not even seen as beings, which is unfortunate, but we're just seen as these things that you need to look good for the eye of a man. Now, that's a very crucial point for this entire episode, to look good for the eye of a man. And I know this because in most clubs, as a girl, as a woman, you are not allowed in there unless you're wearing tight fitted clothing. You have to show off your figure. You have to show some skin. Be a little provocateur. Wear heels. There's a certain dress code. Do you have makeup? How's your hair done? Do you have corners? I have corners under this hat. I would not be allowed to sit in foot in that club. I've been turned around because I've worn sneakers. I was looking fly, but because I was wearing sneakers, no, you're not allowed in. There's certain clubs where you're not allowed in because you're not wearing heels. There's certain criteria so that you are pleasing to the eye of a man. Granted, ladies, please, whenever you go out, ensure that you're doing it for yourself. Go out for yourself, dress good for yourself. If you want to wear heels and a tight, and nothing's wrong with wearing those things. Let me just say that. Psh, girl, you better wear that shit. Excuse my language, but you better wear that and rock it because I bet you look good. Delicious, even, you know? So don't ever dim your own light because of that narrative and the stigma that may carry. Just wear what you want, but what you want. Look good for you because you wanted to wear makeup, because you wanted to wear heels, because you wanted to wear your nice trapeza and your skirt that's like a belt. But in them creating these rules, it's so that you could be appealing to the eye of a man, so that he can undress you with his eyes or just gawk at you and just be like, ooh, I want to take her home. I'll spend money on her because she looks that way. If you don't look a certain way, they're not going to spend money. And that's what the club wants, right? The club wants the big boys to spend money. And there's certain clubs, there's a club. I'm never going to say names because who wants to go to court for like certain things? I know I don't. But there was a club that I heard of that I haven't been to and I have no interest in going to. But I was told that it's basically like a brothel. It's not a brothel, allegedly, but it acts in the same nature as one. Apparently, I've never been. This is all just being told to me, that there's men and women that are separated, men on one side, women on one side, or something like that, and that when like people mix and mingle, the women are the ones up and dancing while the men are the ones sitting down. Those women up and dancing, they like, you're dancing however you're dancing, showing yourself off, having fun, again, to look appealing to the eye of a man. Like, it comes at the cost of so many things. If you were to have a good night with that man in the club that's busy spending, it would never be out of the kindness of their heart. And this is where the cost and expensive behavior comes in, because it would never be for free. It would never be because, oh, let me buy you a drink just to buy you a drink. Let me take you out just to take you out. Come sit by me because you have nowhere to sit. It would never in a million years be that. If it is, I know that the sky is falling. The sky is falling, but it would just never be that. It would never be that. The cost comes in where some women, unfortunately, not myself, but some women, unfortunately, it comes at the cost of their dignity, a piece of them being stripped away, them having to beg a some kind of nonsense because of the sake of, if I don't do this, then maybe a guy won't pay for me, or I don't know what, right? And this is not a conversation about how women can do that for themselves. Yes, they can. This isn't a conversation about, oh, the women can leave those people. That's not what the conversation is about. Let's actually just stick to the point of what I'm saying, which is it's more expensive for a woman than it is for a man. Like, emotionally speaking, it just shows the disingenuous nature of these men. They act like vultures, and we're the prey. That's the cost. I'm the prey. I'm the prey. The club wants me to look a certain way or act a certain way or whatever the case is because I'm a prey. And the vulture needs to spend money in this club. So dance, monkey, kind of thing. And then there's those unfortunate situations where women get caught up in that. Where some women even get sold off by other women in the club. That's club culture, right? Selling your friends off to other people. And I feel like club culture also normalizes this whole concept of like what I like to say is how normalized prostitution has become. And I'm not saying it's a shameful thing. Dala, baby, it's your life. Dala, what you must do, what you gotta do, as long as you and the other person are fine. Being kind, and I hope you're being respectful to one another. Because kindness can walk out the door so easily, but at least respect, human decency, have that. But where now people like the whole blesser situation thing, sleeping with men for a certain amount of money. And again, this isn't a conversation about those people who are struggling, who have no idea of what else to do, and this is all that they know. I am not attacking those people at all. I'm not judging either. I'm just saying passionately, but every time you may try do it for yourself, I feel like it's us adapting in the sense of I want to have fun. I almost said a name. It creates these places for vultures to prey on women. That is the perfect way to put it. It club culture sometimes, instead of fun, recreational fun, it just becomes a place and somewhat of a haven for vultures to prey at women. I can't sometimes go to the club knowing that I can wear sneakers. I have to think, damn, if I'm going to this club, I have to wear heels. And that's not because I'm trying to look good for Mr. Bob sitting next door. I don't give a rat's ass about Bob. Bob is someone's father. I want nothing to do with no one's father. Okay. But it's like, I just have to do that because I want to go in and I want to have fun. And it's crazy to me that that has to be a thing. That's the cost I'm talking about. It's like, why does it have to come down to me? Why does it have to strip down something within a person for it to be a certain way? Like, I don't know. It's the weirdest, it's the weirdest thing. It's more expensive for women because we're preyed on. We're treated like arm candy. We're debased in the most disgusting ways. We're not seen as humans. We're not seen as women or valued as women. You're just seen as this toy, this pretty thing that I get to spend a bag on and bang after if I want to. Because I bought you a drink, come come over. What? What? Like, it's insane. Even if you think of a section is successful if you have girls there. If you have girls there, and what are you doing as a man with an ego? You want to pop the best bottles because you want to do a dick measuring contest with every other guy that's in the club. I have the prettiest girls. I'm popping the biggest bottles. What? And it's so. This actually just makes me think. It comes down to the ego of a man. It comes down to the precious ego of a man. Like, why? Why is it for the man? It's always for the man. That's the cost I'm talking about. Like, for a man, I have to look good. For a man, I have to give you my number because I'm scared to that you're gonna do something to me. I have to look good for you, according to the club. A man can go in and out that building as he pleases, as he is dressed. He has no dress code. He has no dress code, but I do. I have to look a prim and proper way for you. When James Brown said this is a man's world, he was not lying. And it's just so disappointing because why? I'm sorry for going back and forth, but just thinking of how if I buy you a drink, you come over to my place, spills over outside to now girls, I guess just doing that back to men. is how I see it. It's like, if you're gonna think of sleeping with me, you have to drop a bag on me. And then it just became this normalized thing, because men, I would think, started it, as they start most fucking shit, historically speaking. Y'all have a track record, and when a pattern repeats itself, it's a fucking pattern, guys. Call a spade, and not a shovel. But the man started this whole thing. Look good for me and I'll do this for you. What? Like, why do women have to go through that? Be given access to a public space. I understand dress code for the sake of the aesthetic of a building, but guys, again, let's call a spade, and not a shovel. It's not for aesthetic, it's for the man. You look pretty, so you know that he's gonna blow a bag on you. Why is it like that? I actually want us to talk about it in the comments down below. Why is it like that? Why are we the money makers for you? It comes at a cost for us, but we don't get compensated for it at all. I'm not treated or valued as a woman. Instead, I'm your eye candy. I'm your stock. And get that's what you call girls. Yeah, stock. Oh, utlisha stock sectioning. Big boy, please. Please. It's pathetic. I feel like this is more of an episode for me to rant than talk about it, because it's making me mad that all of this is for a man? A man that has no manners or decency for me as a human being, a woman, a person, is for you? I feel like maybe they just need to start making clubs for women, strictly for women, just like a little getaway, a safe haven for women, where no men are allowed. Like, goodbye. Come dressed however you want, ladies. And I already see the men coming in there saying that, oh, but there are women out there that do that to men, where they will come by themselves and then they use the guy's money. But it's like, y'all have made it that way. They're doing that because that's all you guys have been doing. Y'all are not changing, so they're gonna play the same game that you're playing. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Y'all been playing this game for time. Now when these girls come in and play with you, you have a problem? Why do you have a problem? Because they're beating you to the punch? Like, go cry about it. This is a very much like a ranting episode. Like, I just don't get it. And I may have not justified my point of why it costs more, but I believe that it costs more for a woman than it does a man. I'm thinking of my safety. I'm thinking of being stripped down by another man's eyes. I'm thinking of being mistreated. A man touching me because he thinks he can because I look good or whatever. Like, what? That's no respect for me as a person. That's no respect for my personal space, because you're just touching me with no consent. It's bizarre how normal that is, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. And what I heard about clubs in general is that clubs are basically treated like brothels. So there you go. Think of what a brothel does to a person. Forget the fact that you're a man or a woman. Think of what a brothel does to a person and their character and how demeaning that is. That's what I think the club does in that aspect of reflecting it in that light. Again, just my experience as a woman, or how I've seen things to be, and how men have approached me time and time again. Let me buy you a drink. Have a great night. Am I gonna see you after? And it's never for a relationship, because those have been thrown out. The value of that has been thrown out the window. Marriage, relationship. No, let's fuck around and cheat, everybody. Let's fuck around with each other, everybody. Let me take you home. Be the next thing. Are y'all not scared to get sick? Are you guys not scared to get sick? Like, to fall ill? HIV, syphilis, like gonorrhea, herpes. Did they not teach you like sex education and LO? This is to the men. Are you not scared? Are you not disgusted with how you prey on women? It blows my mind. It blows my mind. But then again, I expect nothing less from the rape capital of the world, South Africa. Little do you know. I don't know if that statistic has changed, but last time I checked was South Africa is the rape capital of the world. Um, but it's just bizarre to me how nothing is required of the man, but almost anything is required of the woman to cater to the man. Ugh. When are we gonna break that, ladies? When are we gonna change that? How do we even change that? Because I want to be a part of that change. I just don't know where to start. I don't know how to start. If we can do it together, I'm sure we can figure something out. I'm sure we can figure something out. Because I would imagine being that girl who doesn't know any better, who thinks that this man, this nice man, is gonna buy me a drink and that's gonna be it for the night. He's an ugly ass looking man. He's not even attractive. Another thing that men have is audacity. But I would just think of me having to go with this person, and I'm just thinking maybe I'm naive. And I just come over because I'm thinking we're gonna have another drink after, but then you asked to sleep with me, and your reason is because you bought me a drink. That's bizarre. And some women, oh, I saw a TikTok where a girl said, she it was like it was a humorous TikTok, I don't know, is humorous a word? It was funny in nature. But it was a TikTok where she had like the Shrek filter. And then she was like, when is that time where you have to pay for the night? And then it was her kissing the Shrek. And it's like, yo, I could imagine being put in that position to sleep with someone that I don't want, that I'm not attracted to, but because he bought me a drink, this is what it costs. Because those, I feel like those men have that idea in their head. It's like, that I'm buying you a drink, so you know that I'm gonna sleep with you, right? Woo, child, that has happened time and time again. Where they're like, so now, like, what's up? And it's like, what do you mean? But I could imagine being that person to sleep with that person and just think like, I would feel like I'm selling my body off. That's the cost. I sell myself unconsciously to that. I could imagine just sleeping. Oh, because you bought me a drink. I could imagine sleeping in that bed. A piece of me would probably be taken away, all for the sake of a good time. And I would never want you guys in the comments to go down there and dare blame the woman. Unless they are rightfully the ones to blame. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Because the man will lie and deceive you and put you in the position to put you in that position. Again, thinking of this whole thing, who was it set up by? The man. Ah, the man. I don't know. I would just imagine that a piece of you just disappears when something like that happens. Because it's like you don't see me as a person. You just see me as this next thing. This thing that you buy a drink, that you sleep with, or that you have whatever good time you have with, and then on to the next. See the next one the next weekend. That's how it works, isn't it? Whoever you meet tonight is whoever you meet tonight. Whoever you then that's it. That's tonight. On to the next one next week. Oy vey. Even with the way that you just move like that, it goes to show that that person didn't mean anything. Call me whatever, but it's just like you would expect more from a human to look at another human as a human and to value that person as a person versus just your next thing. It just baffles me that people think that way. It really does. And now that players Now that new players have joined this game, aka women now asking men for money, it's like, if you want to sleep with me, like certain, so apparently some, and listen, all of these are going off of what I was told. I don't know people's lives, I don't know their situations, but that some um influencers and things like that get paid bags, racks, just for a man to sleep with them. Maybe it's just because I was taught differently, no, or believe differently. Well, it's definitely because I believe differently, but I just feel like I would not want to give myself in exchange for something that you did for me. So if you bought me a drink, if you gave me money, if you gave me a gift, if you took me out, the thing to follow after that should never ever be me sleeping with you, even me kissing you if I don't want to, or anything under the sexual stuff umbrella. Why am I doing that? Why is it so transactional? It's an exchange. Buy me a drink, I sleep with you. Huh? So a glass of liquid for my body, my temple. Mm, I could sure. I could sure. And I wanted to come into this episode as organized as I could, but then talking about it more just makes me rant. So let's rant together, ladies. What experiences have you guys had to justify this point that I'm trying to make, that women pay more than men do in the club? All a man does is drop a bag and they feel good and go home, probably to their wife and children. Catch it. But as a woman, maybe you're crying. Some women, I'm sure they're crying because they're thinking, what did I do? Or being put in those situations. It's bizarre. Why do we do this to each other? Why do we do this to each other? Why do men do this to women? Value of self could be lost. Dignity, self respect, human decency, manners. Ka ro nyako tla ka pela nna wa mpotsa gore o nyako nrekela drink mara o nyako robala le nna. Who taught you how to speak like that to someone? Come home with me. Ya o nyako robala le motho ya Box Street. Batho ba kwa to fulfill that job for you. Yet you prey on other women. You prey on people. It's bizarre. That's club culture. That's club culture. And it's a very disappointing culture. It's very disappointing to see and witness. For me, I'm not there to be your eye candy. I'm not there. I'm speaking for myself on this public platform. For me, I go there to have fun. I'm not there to be your eye candy. I am not there to be your next thing. I, all of that, no. Count me out. Count me out. Count me out. Count me out. Oh, for the love of money. Money. That's what it's about. Money and a man's pleasure. I was speaking to this with my friend, speaking about this with my friend, about how one thing a man would want to fulfill at any cost is pleasure. Whether they cheat, whether they prey on women, whether they, whatever, they want to feel good, and also their ego. Also their ego. But it's like, all for the sake of you feeling good, and for the club, all for the sake of you making a profit. A woman has to be so. But what does the woman get? Nothing. The man got a good time. The club got their money. Girls, if you got your good time, then you got your good time. I guess you're even, but not really. I don't know. Basadi, we make the world go round. We make the world go round. These men would be nothing. They would be nowhere without us. These clubs would be nowhere without us. Making money from where? Clearly, guys don't want to spend on each other just to have a good time, but they're willing to spend on a girl. She, going back to ego, makes them feel good. Big guy, biggest dick in the room. Ay, but it's okay. It's okay. All I want to say after that is, Banyan, my ladies, basadi, go out to have fun for you. Never ever do it for a man, because one thing a man is going to care about more than anything is himself. So care about yourself too. Have fun for you, dress up for you, be safe for you. If you want to accept that drink, but don't go home with him unless you want to. Then have your fun, girl. Hope he's a good one for you. But if it's the opposite, then just don't. Because one thing I love to do is like not boost a man's ego. I hate boosting a man's ego. Anything to feed into their ego, I just feel like is a mistake, because a man does that on their own very well. So me adding to that as a woman, because they love that from a woman, it's just like, I feel like it just gets them going, you know. But I would never want you to do something to boost his ego. Don't. If anything, give them a piece of humble pie, because now men are walking around here with heads this big, full of audacity and confidence to just come spew nonsense at you and not even treat you right. When was the last time somebody has offered you a drink just to offer you a drink to get to know you? When was the last time somebody has just done anything just to get to know you, or just to do it for you out of the kindness of their heart? That just goes to show men don't have kindness in their heart. Do they even have one? I don't know. And I'm not playing. But it's bizarre. It's bizarre that that's what the modern day recreational nightlife is, probably has been as well. Because if you think of like your lounges and stuff back in the day, what would they have? Even if it was just for men, what would they have in there? They would have women. What would they do? Come talk to you. Hey, how you doing? Are you enjoying your drink? Buy me a drink. And those women, it was their job to act that way. Why? To appeal to the man. Oh, everything that I've been saying has been saying like to appeal to a man, for a man. I'm so tired of saying that. That's why I don't want to be a contributor to that ever. And I hope that you will join the bandwagon that I am on. But yeah, I'm afraid that's all the time that we have. I hope you've enjoyed my rant. Thanks for coming to my Dear Makar TED Talk. God bless all of you. Ladies, stay safe. Stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. Exams again. Good luck to all those who still have to write, who have already written. I hope you, good luck with your results. I hope you did well. Besitos, and have a great weekend and week ahead. See you next Friday.